Enable your original sound.
Got it. Already got it on, Kathy. Thought
Hey,
of
yeah.
that. Actually, when George was
Wow.
having a problem with his sound, I went up to mine and said, me? And I hit my on. So
Proud
we're
of
good
you.
to go.
Proud of you.
I
Wow.
know, right?
Yeah.
Old dogs can learn tricks. New tricks. Okay.
All
Um,
right.
we're going to do some Wilcoxon first.
Yes.
68. I was just sight reading it. I looked at it and I said, oh, single stroke rolls. This will be fun. And then I played it just now and went, oh, this is harder than it looks. So, but
It's
that's
tricky.
okay. It's a little tricky. So we're going to start slow. Um, I don't, let me go ahead and put these in. I'm going to need them later. And once again, I got it in about 40 minutes. I got to take a break. Go
Got it.
spritz my ribs. Come on now. All right. But here's the thing. Right away, I'll say this. They got that 5-stroke roll at the beginning. And then you have single stroke 5 right after that. Try to make them sound the same. Just for, I always say things don't always have to sound the same, but in this case, try to make them sound the same just to improve the quality of both. It's usually the quality of the double stroke roll that suffers. But, so if we take it super slow, let me put my metronome on because I know I'm a human being. Heck. Okay, so I'm a human being, so I know I'm going to want to speed up.
Can we start a little bit slower? Just a little bit today?
Yeah, we're going to start very slow.
Okay.
That's why I'm putting the metronome on.
Okay.
Because I know I'm going to want to speed up. So we're going to start slow. So let's see. This is 60 beats per minute. Chop, digga digga dot, digga digga dot, chop, digga digga dot, digga digga dot. Is that slow enough? Okay. That's a nice tempo. And actually, if you can play this thing right out the bat, if you could sight read this thing at 120, playing it at 60 is still legitimate. I mean, it's still difficult for anybody. For me to play this at 60 is hard because there's a lot of space. All right, so let's play the first string, the first 3 bars. If you want, listen to it first. I'll play it at this tempo, and then you can jump in. I think even if you don't want, let me say that, listen to it first. It's better to listen first and then play it. So here we go. 1, 2, ready, and. All right, so the 5-stroke roll we're going to lift. That's going to be up. That's naturally played a little higher than the single stroke 5s, so go ahead and play that up a little bit. And then just watch where the accents are. You're going to want to put in accents in places there are not accents. For example, that left-hand paradiddle in the second to last bar. You're going to want to play an accent, but don't do it, okay? So just left, right, left, right. I mean, left, right, left, left, and then that flammecue is going to pop if you do that. Left, right, left, left, right. Okay, and then, now the single stroke rolls, I'm letting them bounce. So I'm not playing them super duper low. I'm playing them pretty low though. So about right here, about all the single stroke rolls. If I had to measure that, I would say it's around 5 inches, 4 to 5 inches. Maybe 3 inches. That's 4 inches. Let's say 4 inches. About there. I don't like to do that, but just to give you a reference. Okay, so that's the tempo. That's the interpretation. Loose here. Okay, so let's try it together. And let me know if this is too fast, if we need to slow it down. If any one person needs to slow it down, then we will slow it down. And don't feel bad about being that one person. All right? That's the rules here. Here we go. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, and play. All right. Also, I should mention when you have that, it looks like you have a triple paradiddle, but it's not. But those are rebounds. So bounce, bounce, squeeze, bounce, bounce, squeeze.
Uh, my chart looks a bit different from what we were playing. After the 9-stroke single, when then I have 4 flamed 8s, 6 flamed 8s, and you were playing
Really?
5-stroke rolls, I think. Yeah,
Are you on number 68?
I'm on number 68 from the Wilcoxon.
Oh my gosh, you might have. Oh, you got the newer edition, so maybe
I
they
see.
changed this one.
Okay. So what is, because it's 1, 2, 3, fourth line, and at the
Fourth
beginning I
line.
have a fourth line at the beginning, first bar, second bar, first bar are 4 8 notes, flamed 8
Oh yeah,
roll.
we haven't gotten there yet. We haven't gotten there yet.
Really?
We repeated it. So the
We've
first
we've
there's
only
a
got 3
repeat.
lines. Yeah.
So we're playing the first 3 lines and then repeating. You have a repeat sign?
Oh, I overlooked the repeat sign. Sorry.
There you go.
You.
Yeah, we haven't
Right.
gotten to the second half yet.
All right. Okay. So okay, I overlooked the repeat sign. Sorry.
Okay, that's all right.
Yep.
All right. Now, the one thing also you're going to want to do is accent that flam right at the very beginning. But it's soft flam. Don't accent it. All right. Would anyone like to play this for everybody? Even if you can't play it well, that's actually preferred. Anyone? George, you want to do it? Okay, George, you're on. You turn your mic on. Make sure you have your original sound on. Yeah, unmute yourself and original sound on.
Sorry, does it start? Because it's the first time that I see that the first repeat. Does it start from bar 1 again, or from?
Yeah, you
Oh no,
just
sorry,
you
it's bar
start
2.
at
Yeah,
bar
it's okay.
1.
It's okay. Yeah. All right.
So you play that 5-stroke roll and you go back to bar. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
the bar 1.
After the 5-stroke roll.
Yes.
Oh. So sorry, I do it again. Sorry.
Okay.
3, 4. Sorry.
Okay, we'll stop there. Just the first part. Okay,
You
good.
wanted a bad version, so it's okay.
Yeah. No, it sounded good. You're keeping time well. It's just we need to work on the evenness of your single strokes. And one thing we may want to do, in fact, let's all do this. We'll play it again, but don't play any of the accents. Leave all the accents out. So I'm going to play it all like at this height. Okay, so we get make sure you have the rhythm and make sure your single stroke rolls are even, especially hand to hand. Sounds like one hand is louder than the other right now, so you want to, I mean, that's why we practice stick control too. This is a stick control exercise per se. It's just working on single stroke rolls. But let's try it. We'll try it at that same tempo, this tempo, but no accents. I want to keep everything at about, I mean, that high. So it was 3 inches, whatever. But like mezzo piano. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, ready, and play. Okay, and we've done this before where we play everything soft and then we add the accents. So now what I want you to do is add the accents, but don't change anything else. Don't let those other notes get higher just because you're adding accents in the music, except for the 5-stroke roll. Play that up high. Here we go. Let's do it again with the accents. 1, 2, ready, and play. I missed one accent. Okay, so that should sound a little better. If you can keep that contrast, that's what's going to make this sound better. All right. Can we go a little faster? Is everybody okay with that tempo? Let's pick it up to, we'll pick it up 10 beats per minute, which is a lot. I normally wouldn't go that much, but for the sake of time, that's what we're going to do. All right. Any questions? Okay, let's try it. Here we go. And 1. Oh, wait. One thing real quick. If this is easy, if you have it down, put a foot ostinato with it. So either samba or bayonne or or polka, whatever. Just put one of those foot ostinatos with it. Let's see. I gotta see. That's hard to do. That one, that's the harder one. I can do this one. And try that one. And it's harder slower. It's actually a little easier, faster. But for now, if everybody, make sure you're at least tapping your foot, one of your feet on the downbeats. Or you could just do downbeat, upbeat. Put the hi-hat on the upbeat, bass drum on the downbeat. That's what I'm going to do this time. Hi-hat on the upbeat, bass drum on the downbeat. Here we go. And that was the tempo. Here we go, 70 beats per minute. If not, don't worry about it, but tap your foot, but play the part. Think about keeping things low. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. Okay. I got to really think about where the accents are and stuff. So, and then keeping everything else low. So I'm sure everybody's having to do that. Anybody else want to play it? At that tempo? A little faster? Rizzo, go. You're on.
Now I'm on. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Great. All right. I'll try to get about the same tempo.
Yeah, go ahead.
1, 2, ready, go.
Yeah, better. Much better on that last 5-stroke roll than the first one. That was really
Right,
good.
that first one was
Yeah.
sloppy. Yeah, I'm still digging into that paradiddle to get that accent. It
Yeah,
just,
you want
it just
you
has
wanna
a
play it.
natural feel for it.
It is.
You want to get that accent in that paradiddle. Ba, 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 da, 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 da.
Yep.
It just sounds like it should be there, but it's not. Thank you.
But it's not.
Yeah.
You're right. So that's why I
Mm-hmm.
said that from the very beginning, because I knew that would be an issue. You want to put an accent there, but
Just-
there isn't. So, and that happens a lot in music, just period. All kinds of music. You know, you will always pay attention to details, but what is there? But you also got to pay attention to what isn't there. And you got to play what isn't as well as what is. What is, what isn't.
Right.
So that's it. That's a tough little section right there. Yeah, and your I was going to say something about your 5-stroke rolls, but your last one sounded great. You like ripped
Right.
it. You lifted and played it well. So.
Right. The first one was a
when
little
I see
weak.
that,
Yeah.
also, you realize as a teacher, when you see a student see somebody correct themselves, you really, I'm saying something now because I'm just talking about the topic of that. But you know, a lot of times if you just let them get through it and they fix it, you just taught yourself. It was fun to see that, because the last one you said you played it really well, and I went, oh, I don't have to say anything about that. He realized it and he fixed it.
Well, you have to adjust as you're playing, so you have
Yep.
to listen to yourself. And the first one came out, and even the single stroke 5 on that first measure came out sloppy the first time. And,
Right.
And then
Right.
you have to adjust as you play. That's the whole thing.
That's correct, sir.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much.
Okay, let's go a little faster. Let's go up to 80 beats per minute, and then we'll tackle the second half. Here we go. 1, 2, then ready, go. That's a nice tempo right there, actually. That's a nice tempo. I would probably try to get this to 90, but it doesn't really need to go much faster than that. Okay? Is everybody okay with that? I mean, can you think you could, even if you're not getting it now, do you think you understand it to where you could get it to that point with all the details? Not just at that speed. Speed's not important if you don't have details. The details are important. Okay, cool. What I'd like to do is maybe have y'all record it, put it in the forum or on the Facebook page. Once you work on it enough, you work on all these details, you can record yourself doing it and put it in the forum. I want to get that happening this summer. Get y'all talking to each other and accountability, a little bit of accountability. Chuck, are you raising your hand?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess I haven't really gone through the website to look at the forum and all that. I did something before you took the break, and I put it on the Facebook thing instead of the forum. So I guess we're supposed to put it on the forum. I didn't know that.
You can do either one.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I'll do that this week.
Yeah,
The forum is just for us.
And
And
then
then the Facebook thing
there's
is,
a lot of other people on that one. So it's okay. Maybe you could do both. And then when you go to the Facebook thing, say, hey, I put this on the forum. Encourage other people to join up or something. All right, so let me do it at 90 beats per minute. Let's see what that sounds like. Y'all can play along if you want, or just watch. Just the first part, then we get to the second part. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, and. That's fun once it feels good in the hands to get those singles going. You know, once you get it down and you know where the accents are, it's the comfort of knowing when to prepare for the accents and when to hold it down and when to let it bounce. Once you get all that coordination, speed really isn't that difficult to achieve. You're actually, when we practice it slow with all those details, we're practicing speed slowly. Right? If you do it enough times correctly, then you'll get it. Real quick, I've been playing some basketball lately. I play with this group of guys, and there's a couple guys that are really good. One dude, he's 66, so he's 6 years older than me, and he shoots the lights out. I mean, he's amazing. If he's open, he will not miss. He will, if you give him just a second to be open and you're not in his face, he will not miss. I mean, from anywhere on the court. It's incredible. And he's a basketball. I was asking him, I said, dude, where'd you learn to play like this? He's a basketball coach and he's a shooting coach. He goes, well, it's all in the mechanics, you know. He goes, you do it enough times. I said, well, I've worked on that, you know. And it's the same thing in music and in sports, in tennis. They even talk about this in The Inner Game of Tennis or The Inner Game of Golf, that book. It's a great book. It works they translated it to music, but the one I got the most out of was The Inner Game of Tennis. But it's the same stuff. It's the same mental game and process to accomplish things. So, you know, what I'm saying about practicing it slow and doing it, you know, 1,000 times. That's what they're talking about. So, you know, if you want a good jump shot, in other words, he goes, you need to do that same motion over and over 10,000 times. What? 10,000 times? That's unreal. But that's what when you think about it, that's what it takes for this as well. You just have to do it over and over, over and over and over. I don't think 10,000 times is necessary, but it's more than you would think. Just put it that way. That's why I say slowing down and using the metronome and forcing yourself to just go up in small increments. What that does is gives you many, many repetitions. More repetitions than you would ever do if you just sat down at the pad and got the music out and started playing, try to learn it. You're gonna do way more repetitions and you're gonna know it that much better. So anyway, there's that. Repetition is good. All right, let's do the second half. We'll slow it back down. 60 beats per minute. All right, so we have some flams, unaccented flams, and then, so once again, watch where the accents are. Let me play this one. This is at 60 beats per minute. I'll play it slow. Listen to it. So we're starting the second half. You have a first ending, repeat it, go to the second ending. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and. lot of right hand lead. So none of this really goes to the left hand. But so that the second half's, I think, easier than the first half. It's not nearly as tricky. All right, so let's play it together, and then we'll bump it up if there's no questions. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, and play. Pretty easy, right? Everybody's okay? Any questions? Let's go a little faster and then I'll have somebody play. All right, let's go to 70 and then we'll have somebody play. We'll do it together. Here we go. Here's 70. Same thing. 1, 2, ready and play. Added a note, 16th note in there. Okay, who would like to play it? I'm gonna have to call on somebody. Anyone? Alan, anybody? Alan raised his hand.
All right, here we go.
Right, that's very good, Alan. I'm gonna stick to 2 things. I always try to stick to 2 things. I'm just talking to myself right now because I want to say more than 2 things, but I'm gonna say 2 things. First of all, let's work on getting that slice out of your right hand. You coming out and then in like this. You got to slice. Try to come straight up and there you go. That's it. You realize you're doing that? Like your stick's actually going out of the camera when you play sometimes. You're going way out. All right, so think about that when you play. The other thing is just work on playing soft flams. It's typical when we see flams, we want to think loud because one stick's louder than the other. So we want to play a little higher than it's really necessary. So try to play soft flams. I remember back in my drum corps days, Marty Hurley coming out with exercises where we had to play soft flams all the time. I was going, man, this is hard, and it's kind of boring too. I want to play loud, you know. So we used to play these soft flam passage, and because it was in our music where we had to play soft flams, and then stick in a loud one. And just make that big difference and adjustment. Because it's hard to play a loud flam and then a soft flam immediately after it. Because you're playing a right flam and then you play. So that's the challenge here in the first 2 bars. The challenge is to play that left flam soft after you play the right flam. That's because the right hand is now the grace note. And if you play the right hand loud and lift the right hand stays up, then you're in trouble. You're out of position for that left hand flam. Just practice that right there. The right hand flam's easy. That's the easy part. Now you got to stay down and then just lift the left hand a little bit to play the left flam. There you go. That's good. That's it. So, and then try, maybe go 1 and 2 and, you know, if you just do this, accent 1. Let's do this. Let's do a little exercise. We're going to have eighth notes. We've got 4 eighth notes. All flams. All flams. We're going to accent the downbeat of 1. We're going to do it 4 times. Then we're going to accent the end of 1 4 times. Then we're going to accent 2 4 times. And then the end of 2 4 times at this tempo. Got it? Now what I want you to really focus on is the flam after the accented flam. Is it a good flam? Is it soft? Is it a good quality, good spacing? All right. And the trick is to keep that hand down so you can play a grace note. Here we go. 1 and 2 and ready, go. 2, 3, 4. Now the end of 1. 1 and 2. Now 2. 1 and 2 and 3 and. Now the end 2. Okay. Hang on, it's got a message. Oh, not yet. I got 5 minutes before I have to spritz my ribs. Okay. That's a good exercise. All right. Let's try. Let's go. Let's bump it up a little more. Let's go to 80, and then we'll play the whole thing at 80. All right. So this is the second half at 80. 1, 2, ready, and. All right, is anybody tensing up in the singles during this? Yeah, Kathy? Okay. Let's see, my advice for that is don't. Sorry, it's smart ass advice. But try to use your fingers and wrist. You know, I do this, I could do this all day because I'm really not, it's a twitch. I'm just twitching my hands. Not too loud, just try to stay low. How low can you go, everybody? This is an exercise I used to do, is playing, just to play singles real fast, is play, and then throw in random accents, just anywhere, just try and pop in an accent. You know, without disturbing the singles, which is, that's tough. But the more you practice it, I haven't done that in a while. And I'm a little disappointed at what that sounded like. So you need to, it's something you need to practice. Get those singles going and just throw in random accents. So it's not what's written, it's just random. Okay? So, but here we need to really stay relaxed. All right, let's play the whole thing at this tempo. In fact, let's pump it up. We're going to bump it up a little bit. 84 beats per minute. The entire thing at 84 beats per minute. Okay? So before you start playing, sing it. Always sing it. Now you know, now you're ready. You're ready for that. If you sing it in your head. Here we go. 1, 2, with the repeats. 1, 2, ready, and. Okay, is that too fast for anyone? Yeah, Kathy? Okay. Could you do it at 80? Maybe that might be too fast too. You're probably around 75, I bet. Yeah. So write that down on the music. Write down your tempo. Whatever it is, I would go in 5-beat increments. Is it 60? I think we were okay at 60, 70. Did you do okay at 70? Could you push 75? 80 is too much. That's past the threshold. So
Yes,
we all have different thresholds as far as that goes. So just
I know I'm fine at 70 and I think 75, but when I start getting past that, that's when I start tensing up and it doesn't do as well. So.
yeah. Now let me ask you this:
Yeah.
Do you think the tensing up is just anxiety? Because a lot of times
Maybe.
Maybe. Yeah, when you go, oh my God, this is fast, and that right away makes you tense. So you just have to become more comfortable.
Fast. I mean, I've gone fast. I know I can go fast, but somehow on this thing I'm not. So.
Well, there's other things involved. Uh-oh, hang on.
Barbecue time.
I gotta go spritz my ribs. No, but a lot of times, when you add in all these other factors like the accents and keeping, you have all these other details, that makes your mind tense, which relates right to your hands. So a lot of times the tension comes in because there's other distractions like accents or grace notes it could be anything really. It could be something else unrelated, but you have a distraction, you get tense,
That's probably it.
It's just staying relaxed. Hang on, I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourselves. We're going to start talking about drum set reading in just a second. As soon as I get back. It'll take me just a second.
Okay.
So how's everybody doing?
Good. How about you?
Great. I got the summer off. Last day was yesterday. So.
What do you do?
I'm an instrumental band teacher in an elementary school.
Aha.
So yesterday was the last day, and it's the first summer. Well, not really the first summer, but first summer in a long time that I'm not working.
What do you usually teach? Do you usually teach summer school?
I usually teach like a summer band program and some music classes and stuff. And because of what's going on in the school district with construction and stuff, it just didn't work out. And I said, you know what? I could use the summer. So I decided not to work. So I'm gonna be in my studio most of the summer working this stuff, So
Yeah, I found that after I retired 2 years ago.
good for you.
Well, yeah, but I don't do well if I don't have demands and structure. So I went back to school full time, and I'm off for the summer now too. I went back for a music degree.
Oh, good for you. It's great.
So it's music theory, ear training, music theory, piano, all that stuff. Otherwise I don't get anything done, and it makes me crazy. So gotta be busy.
I did all that stuff many years ago. But we'll see what happens. Jose, you out there yet? Did you get to your new house, man?
No, not yet. I mean, we leased it, but our stuff comes in on Thursday.
Oh, okay.
So I got another week or so to get to South Carolina.
All right.
But yeah, thanks for asking.
I was there a couple of weeks ago, and I didn't know if you had gotten in yet or not. But
about the Italian restaurant. Yeah.
Yeah, my friend's got the place down in Lexington.
Yeah,
which isn't too far from you.
No, actually, I'm gonna live in Lexington. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you said Irmo.
So things changed. So things changed. We really liked the Lexington area, and we found a really nice neighborhood actually there at a affordable price. So.
Right, it's a nice area. It really is.
Yeah. But we had to go with what we saw. It was better quality housing there and stuff. So.
Right.
So,
what's up?
Go ahead. I was gonna say, ask Jose how the kids are doing with the move.
They're taking it because they're military kids, you know. So they've moved about. This is gonna be the fourth move. One, two, three, fourth move. Yeah. So they're kind of
Okay.
used to it. Yeah. My daughter, about a year ago, she was already asking like, "Hey, when are we moving again?"
Uh,
So yeah, but they understand too that it's this is by choice. It's what we want to to settle and um. So
Sorry.
they're cool. They're in their little world with the electronics and stuff too. So they're kind of like, all right, no
Yeah.
problem. As long as I have internet and food, I guess I should be fine. So they're in that age, 11 and 10 right now.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Military brats.
They will, yeah, they kind of will be, yeah, in a way, yeah, because then
And they
I'm
move
gonna try and get
around.
them to, I'm gonna try and settle, this time. So we'll see what the experiment comes out to be.
Yeah, I think that's good for kids. I mean, I know you don't want to pull them up and reroute them. Pull their roots up and go somewhere else, have new friends. But man, I think that's one of the problems with a lot of kids these days. They haven't been anywhere. They've stayed in their little corner of the world their whole life, and they don't know anything. So I think the more experiences, the better. I mean, that's what I'm
Yeah,
trying to do now. So
I can see that, yeah, because they are the kids they kind of adapt. They have a little edge in terms of that adaptivity, and yeah, they're not because they're not afraid of new environments, and as long as there's something familiar that they can, that they've seen before, then
yeah,
they just gravitate towards it, and the social aspect I think is really not a barrier.
yeah.
So,
All right. Well, we've had questions about the chart reading, and actually, I think most of the questions came from people that aren't here today. So, but this is what I planned on doing. Um, it's recorded, so it'll be on the site. They can check it out. So really, when you're looking at a chart, knowing how to interpret just notes on the page is the thing. And I would start out this thing I'm going to show you is from the Tom Morgan jazz drummers. I forget what it's called. Jazz drum. It's this book, and this is the very beginning. And if I would just skip the first four patterns here, because that's not what you see in a piece of music. That's all written out. That's what he plays. But all you see is this. If you look at number 5, and I have a hit on 1, on count 1, I got to know what to do as a drummer. I got to know what to do. That's all that I'm going to have. It's going to say, this is what the horns are doing on count 1. Ba, right on count 1. So I got to know how to set that up. I got to know how and articulate it. So the first thing I would do is, first of all, the most important things are the kick and the hit. So there's the kick and then the hit. The kick's not written down. You have to know where the kick is, and you have to know how to articulate. So the first one, it's a long note. So this is the way I to determine this. It's a long note, so I'm probably going to hit the long note with a bass drum and a crash cymbal. That's generally what I'm going to do, unless it's like just trumpets really high and I want to articulate it with a snare and a crash cymbal to give it that punch. All right, so and I always kick with the opposite voice that I'm hitting with. So if I'm going to hit with a bass drum, if I'm going to hit low, I'm going to kick high. And when you listen to drummers that make a band, when you hear a band that sounds super tight, this is what they're doing. They're kicking and they're articulating with the band, or for the band even. And that's why it sounds so tight. Because if I did it another way, if I don't if I play that short, it's going to sound goofy. it's not really wrong. It just doesn't sound as good. It won't sound as tight. So that's a long note, and I want to hit it long. So, and you need to practice this in every style. So I mean, that chart we're going to do, the Bossa Deliciosa is a Bossa Nova. So we could do it in Bossa Nova, but you could do this in absolutely any style and practice this in every style. But the first thing I want to do, let's just do it as a rock, kind of a funk groove, like something like this. Just something like that, something super simple. And then all I'm going to do is kick on 4. You always kick the downbeat prior to the hit. So if it's on the downbeat of 1, I'm going to kick on 4, and the hit's on 1. Okay, so this would go something like this. All right, that's simple because the backbeat is on 4. I'm already playing 2 and 4 on the backbeat, and that kicks on 4. If I go to the next one, I'll use the same kind of groove, but now the hit is on 2, so I want to kick 1. That's going to be a little different. So it goes like this. 1, 2, 3. All right, and then everything else is improvised. But you could do that with each downbeat, and then the next thing you would do with each upbeat. So you practice in 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then we can get into 16th notes with funk music, where you're playing E's and U's, which is also important too. But as not everybody's at a drum set. But let me do it as a bossa nova. But we could do these 4. Let's do the 4 lines there. So 5, 6, 7, and 8. Let's do it as a bossa nova. So 2, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2. That would be the second one. So we could do that. Let's do it as a bossa nova. Do it as a cross stick. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, bop, crash, boom, boom, boom. Back to the groove. 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, bop, boom, da, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's the whole thing. So, and you got to count it like that. Count it. Let's go a little bit slower, but let's try to play along. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Does everybody understand? Okay, so any questions? Okay, so that's with a bossa nova. You can do this, like I said, with any style. Here it says swing. So let's try and do it as a swing. 1, 2, 3. So I'll just do a swing. Okay, we'll do it as a swing. Same thing. Try the same thing. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Got it? Questions? Yes, Chuck, you got a
Got a
question?
question?
Yeah, so I noticed one thing, especially on like the second one, number 6, you tend to do a longer fill after the kick than you did in all the ones. It's interesting to me the after the kick fill as
Yeah.
opposed
Yeah.
to necessarily the before the kick. If you want to
Um,
talk about that a little bit.
You don't
You don't have to do it full at all.
I just felt like doing something there. So you can do a fill. Usually it'll say fill, or I was just bringing you back into one of the next bar. That's what the fill was for. And now the next thing we would do, the fill after the kick isn't necessary. I mean, maybe when you're first doing it, don't do a fill. Just go right back into time. But make sure you keep track of time. Here's the problem this is the problem with most, drummers that are first learning this, is they get everything right, and then after they do the hit, they stop counting. And then coming back in one of the next bar is a problem because they don't really know where they are. So kind of when I do a fill, I'm really just counting. That's my way of counting. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, I'm counting 1, 2, 3, and 4, 1 to go back into 1. So the next thing we would do is go ahead and play a fill. You can play a fill, but you want to kick. You still want to kick the downbeat prior to the hit. So you got to end on the first one. You got to end your fill on 4. On the second one, you got to end your fill on 1. The third one, you got to end your fill on 2. And the fourth one, you got to end your fill on 3. Preferably with a high note if you're going to go low. All right? And we can practice going low to high after this, but let's try that. Let's do it with the bossa nova. Back to the bossa nova, since that's what that chart is in. We'll put a fill, and the fill says, the first one says 4 counts, the second one 2, the next one 2, and the next one 3. That's just, you can start the fill before those 2. By all means, you can start earlier than that, but you just want to make sure you end. And if you look at the fills that he wrote, it's just bugga da bop. That's his fill. Bugga da bop, bucket of fish. Bugga da boom, boom. And he kicks with the bass and then hits with the cymbal. So that's another thing, is there's more than one way to do this. I just find that it's more effective if you kick high and hit low, or kick low and hit high. But sometimes if you do that a lot, then the contrast would be kicking low and hitting low, just every now and then. Or high, you'll hear this, da cha, both high. That can sound interesting, but I think in general that you want to go low to high or high to low. All right, so let's do a bossa nova, then we'll put a little fill. And fill can be super simple. Don't think fill's got to be like something, you stole from Dave Weckl. It's something super simple. Here we go. 1, 2, a 1, 2, 3. I blew the last 2. I think the second last one I hit on 4, and the last one was just a crappy fill. So it's important. And the thing is, you think you know it, you think you got it, you don't need to count. And as soon as you stop counting, you screw it up. So let's do it again. This time I'm going to force myself to count all the way through. I'm going to count out loud. 1, 2, a 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 1. And that time, I don't know if my fills were good or anything I want to be proud of, but I did not lose count. I hit all the kicks and I got all the hits, and the band stayed in time and everybody was dancing on the dance floor. So mission accomplished. And that's, you have to, practice counting. You really have to practice counting. Now, in this book, if you want, there's like all these etudes as well. Well, let's do this. Before we do that, he did let's go to this one. Let's go back. We're going to do the short notes. So if you look at 1, 2, 3, and 4, it's the same thing, but these are short. So I don't want to hit a crash cymbal. I probably just want to hit the snare drum or a choke or snare drum hi-hat like this, or something like that. So if I'm going to do swing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, or bossa nova, I'm sorry, bossa nova. Let me do the same thing. I'll do 3 bars. Let me do 3 bars and then that bar. So imagine that first bar is 3 bars, not 1 bar. We're on number 1. We're going to do and then like that. Here we go. Oh, and you see, actually he has it written out, played, and he has the accent, the kick on the bass drum, and then the hit on the snare drum. That's what we're going to do right now. We're gonna kick with the bass drum this time, and we're gonna hit with the snare drum on a short note. So that's short. So we're gonna do opposite what we were doing. Okay? We're gonna kick with the bass drum, hit with the snare drum, and no crash. All right? Here we go. Bossa Nova. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Everybody get that? Let's try to do it with a swing. Same thing with a swing pattern. So basically you're going to play what's written on the right. But you can keep 4 on the floor, feather the bass drum real light and then accent the kick. Or you can kind of play kind of a bebop style with a broken bass drum pattern. Either one. You need to practice both. But here we go with the swing. So same thing. Really, I'm just going to keep my right hand on the ride cymbal. It's not going to stop. And I'm going to play the hits with my left, kicks with my right. That's it. Here we go. Check it out. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. All right. Let's do it with a funk or rock groove. Just an 8th note thing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. All right. All right, let's take this etude here. The 5, it says 5 swing, but we're not going to do it as a swing. We'll just do it as a rock tune, a rock beat. So with every note that's on the page, you're going to hit those with your snare drum, but it's going to be preceded with a bass drum hit, the count before. So 1, 2, 3, boom, got, 2, 3, 4, boom, got, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, boom, got, 4, 1, 2, 3, boom, got, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, boom, got, 1, boom, got, and 1, 2, boom, got, 1, 2, 3, 4, boom, got, 3, 4, 1. Got it? All right, here we go with a rock groove. 1, 2, 1, 2. Oh wait, sorry. I got my mic on. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Did you get lost? Anybody get lost? Yeah, it's easy to get lost if you stop counting. If you stop counting, you're gonna get lost. You gotta count, especially if it's something that's kind of irregular like this. It's not typical hits. What's that?
Yeah, I think, but that's quite unusual. I'm not getting lost because of the counting, but it's just simply, it's really the feeling that doesn't fit to rock beat at all, because you got this overlapping with a big backbeat the whole time when you do this exercise. I guess a swing exercise, it's cleaner to get those accents, to get those notes really placed. So from hearing, that's what's confusing me, actually.
You're absolutely right. It's a little odd. And one other thing that this is we're playing all downbeats. The downbeat hits are the hardest because they're square. It's not cool. It's just weird. So, you never heard a rock beat or a funk tune where all the accents or hits are on the downbeat. It's just really odd. So the thing is, if you can master the downbeats, to me, the offbeats are easier.
Mm-hmm.
That'll come more natural.
Makes sense, yeah.
Yeah. So you can practice these, but I would say definitely work on the downbeat figures. They even have a chart in here called the downbeat blues. It's because playing downbeats it's a downer. It's a blues. It's, I got the downbeat blues. So all these hits in this chart, they have a play along track, a tune, but all the hits are downbeat. So you see in the chart, you have short notes and you have long notes. So you have to know how to interpret those by what we were doing. And you can practice this tune, and it's a lot of fun. And it has there's a bridge with a tenor solo on it, and it's really cool. But if now we get into, we get into upbeat figures, and I think this is a little more natural. So here's the first, let's take these first 4 counts. That's in 3/4. So these first 4, upbeat of 1, upbeat of 2, upbeat of 3, upbeat of 4. Let me just do that as a funk groove first, and see what you think. This should be more natural. Now, these are all short notes. So I'm going to play them on the snare drum, but I'm going to kick with my bass drum on the downbeat prior to the upbeat. So it's boom gak. It's going to be 1N, and then 2N, 3N, 4N. Okay? So that's what I'm aiming for. Check it out. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. That's much, right? That feels a lot better than the downbeats. It's more natural because those hits are usually more syncopated in these styles. Let's try it as a bossa nova. That might create some new problems. We'll see. So bop, bop, bop. Same tempo. 1, 2, or 1, 2, 3. Got it? All right. This is the next bunch are in 3/4, but then here you have a bunch of etudes with upbeats now, and you can do this in any style. I mean, I would practice this like in every style. I'm working on it. Sorry, man. I didn't get enough sleep, I guess. Yawning. Y'all aren't boring me. Don't worry. I think I needed to sleep more. Yesterday we went kayaking down the Leaf River, which is near here, Okatoma River, actually, with Jacqueline's, my step grandson. We took him out, spent 4.5 hours on the river, and then a buddy called me, says, "Hey, let's go play some tennis." So I went and played tennis. So I think I'm tired. It was exhausting, but it was a good day. It was a very good day. Very good day. All right, so let's see. Downbeat and upbeat etudes. You got this, and then here's long. This is what I was looking for. Here's the long ones. So all these etudes, once you understand this, you can go work on the etudes and put them together. It's just taking this concept and putting it all together. Now here, the same thing, but now we're going to kick with the snare drum and hit with the bass drum. So let's do these first 4. It's the end of 1, the end of 2, the end of 3, and then the end of 4. Let's do it with a rock beat first. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. See, that's a lot more fun than downbeats. Way more fun than downbeats. It's just hipper, right? And then the third one, I don't know if y'all noticed, but I turned my low-high around. I was going high-low, high-low, high-low. And then on that one, I went low-high, which is what I would do if I knew, like, the trumpets had this hit and they were all up high. I would want to hit that high as well. It gets that detailed. I wouldn't want to hit it low. I'd want to give them the kick on the bass drum, and then maybe even splash cymbal or something, just something to imitate their sound a little better. Yeah, let's try this as a bossa nova. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. I kind of missed the end of 3 there a little bit, but that's the idea. All right? So, there's tons of etudes here to work on this sort of stuff, but we can also go to, if we go to this, hang on, let me share this screen. This is the chart in the Bossa Nova, Bossa Deliciosa on the tune. So you have things like this. You see at letter B, 1, 2, 3, 4, or yeah, it's in 4 actually. 1. I gotta think it. 1, 2. Yeah, so it's really in 4. I'm not sure why those are 2 bars. It's in 4. 4, 4, 1, 2. That's kind of a cut time. So 1, 2. If you want to think, that's the half note. 2. So if I'm looking at that 1, and I'm playing bossa nova. So 1. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 3, 2, 3. Next section, that's letter C. So that's where the chart reading in this would come up. Now right here, right before letter B, 1, 2, 3, 4, bop, 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 bop. I play those all short, and that's pretty simple. I'd probably set that up, but first of all, you got to be able to read the rhythm. 1, 2, 3, 4, bop, 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 bop. Right, that's the rhythm. So now I want to set that up. I'll say 1, 2. All right, and then I have downbeat. I got to look at the next bar, first bar B, where I have a kick. Bang, and then hit on 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, bop, 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 boom, ba, 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 ba. All right, that's it. And I might want to play that double stops. Bop, 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 bop. Just make it really clear. But that's what the band's playing. At the beginning, you just have that 1, 2. Same. This thing here at the beginning in bar 7 and 8 is the same thing at the end of the bridge. 1, 2, and that's when you can fill that up. Time go. Letter C. All right, and then the only other thing is here reading this rhythm. So you got to be able to read this rhythm first. Bop, ba da da, bop, bop, bop. Let's see. Again, got to count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bop, 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 bop. Fill, doom, doom, doom. Bop, 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 beep, bop, beep, bop, 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 bop. Or beep, bop, 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 bop. I counted that wrong. So let's count these last 2 lines. Let's just play the rhythms. 1, 2, or 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and fill, rogo, doom, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and. I don't mess it up if I count it. It's when I guess, that's when I screw it up. I might get it right if I guess, but it's just if I'm lucky. So make sure you count it. All right, so if I put that around the drums, it'd go like this. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, and. Hang on, you know what just happened? I stopped counting. And I got lost. Let me do it again. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, and. And then if I count, I nail it. And I try to want to articulate it too. Just listen to the melody. That's all. That's another thing too, is listening. It's not just what's on the page. The page gives you a lot of information, but it doesn't give you everything. So a lot of times, nuances within a tune, it's not on the page. You have to listen, listen. If there's not a recording, it's what the band is doing.
So I have a question, I've forgotten. So where the ties are, is that you have a tie there just because it's going over the bar line? In terms of reading and knowing what to play where there's a tie?
Yeah,
Is it
so
just
the
to
tie,
connect it over the bar line?
yeah, let me get that back up. Okay, so the tie is, this tie, I can't write a quarter note there because there'd be too many notes in the bar.
Okay, I see what you did.
Okay, but I can tie 2 eighth notes together.
Okay, I got it.
And then that way,
I forgot.
yeah, it's just a quarter note. This is just a quarter note.
Okay.
So it's 1, 2, and 3, and.
Okay. It's just because you couldn't fit it. You had to take it over the bar
Yeah.
line. Okay.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
Right. And I didn't want to put a rest because that would have changed the articulation. I could have written this as a eighth note on the end of 4 and then an eighth note rest, but that would insinuate that note's different from all these other upbeats.
Okay.
And I didn't want to do that.
Thank you.
You bet. So that's it. If you work on those drills, and then once you understand those downbeats and upbeats from that Morgan book, I mean, you don't even need that book. Just working on downbeats, it's fun. I shouldn't say. I'm not trying to encourage or discourage you from getting that book. It's just it's all swing. Here's the thing: all the tracks are swing, but you should practice this in different styles, like, for example, bossa nova, or cha-cha, or mambo, or reggae, or reggaeton. Okay, so, yeah, any questions on that? Okay, good. It is a good book. I love that book. I use it with all my students at the university. They're required to get through it. And if they understand that in the swing style, then we can just apply it to other styles of music. So that's what I've found, is it's really useful. However, there is some stuff it doesn't apply to, such as funk, because you see a lot of that stuff written in 4/4, and 16th notes are the basis. But in swing music, man, they write everything in cut time or slow 4, and they use eighth notes. Very rarely do you see 16th notes in a swing chart. So if you want to read the funk tunes with 16th notes, you have to find something else. I could provide other charts. It's pretty easy to find, but anyway, stick with eighth notes for now. Reading eighth notes. Get those down. We don't want to put the cart before the horse. Cool? All right. Then I am going to tend to my ribs, and I might just have a beer.
Me too.
Yeah, middle afternoon. Actually, what time is it? Wait, what? It's 7:30 there.
That's right.
Yeah, 7:30. Yeah, I'd definitely maybe have a glass of wine if I were you, George. But
Oh, I take a beer, I think.
Except German beer's the best. My very first beer in my
That's
life
what
I
they
had
say,
in Germany. Yeah.
Yeah, they know what
That's
they're
what
doing
they
with
say.
the beers. I might
We
have
have class.
It's hot
Oh.
here though. It's really hot. Sun's out. I might need
Beer.
to mow my yard. I don't know. I think I
We have class next week.
Yes, we'll have class next week. Let's pick a Wilcoxon. Or if y'all want to, we can do some.
Yeah,
We
I
don't
love
have to-
Wilcoxon. Love Wilcoxon.
Yeah, you want to?
Yeah.
Let's do 71. Got
71?
4-stroke roughs in there.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
See.
71.
I'm trying to play soft because my lapel mic is on. Okay, that one has some interesting things. The 4-stroke rough. It's written 2 different ways. It's written as race notes and it's written as a triplet. But they're pretty much the same thing. That's my first hint on that one. Okay? We'll do 71.
71.
71. And that is it.
Thank you.
Boys and girls, I'll
Have a good
see
week,
y'all
everybody.
next week. I'm gonna be putting some stuff on the website very soon. I started prepping for a video this week and then got busy.
Life happens.
Life happens. In a good way. Everything's been really good. Really good.
Oh,
So I hope you guys are doing well and it's all smart. Rizzo, where are you located?
I'm on Long Island.
Are you long? Because we're just. By the way, I have a group, a quartet. We just got accepted to play at PASIC this year as a feature
right.
concert. I can't. I know when it is. I can't say when it is because it hasn't been published yet. But prior to that, we're going to be up in Pennsylvania, and then we're going to be going out to a few colleges like Rowan College, Delaware. I don't know how close you are to those places, but
Yeah, I'm right by Kennedy Airport.
yeah, that's out there, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it's real simple. When they miss the runway, they just bounce off my house and you know,
Really?
go over Jamaica. Oh, they get real close. Yeah, yeah,
Wow.
they get real close. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're going to be up that way. I'll let you know when. It's
Yeah,
not-
yeah.
We're going to be playing like at 4 different universities up there right before PASIC, so that when we go to PASIC, we'll be good and ready.
All right, so you're talking like September, October-ish. You're gonna be up there.
It's November.
November.
First week of November.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
See what I can do. Any weekend things going on? Is there anything during? Is it during the week or on the weekends? Do you know?
It'll be both. So we're gonna be playing Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and probably take Sunday off, but Monday and Tuesday at University of Delaware, Westchester. We'll probably go up to Temple and Rowan College. So all those
Westchester.
are all within like 100-mile radius
Right.
of
Okay.
the Pittsburgh area.
Okay. Pittsburgh's not too bad, but gotta see what's going on that weekend. You know.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Thank you very much.
See y'all next
Thank
week.
Ciao.
Everybody
See you
have
next
a
week,
great
everybody.
week. Enjoy.
Yes,
Thank
you
you.
too.
Bye bye.
Ciao.
Bye-bye.
Ciao.
See you later.